107.5 WGCI, the Shaw's #1 for hip hop and R&B. You know what it is, the morning show with the destined legend Leon Rogers, the beautiful Kendra G, myself, the shortest damn man in Chicago, Kyle. We got a guest in the studio, man, hanging out with us right now. This is our first time meeting.
Yeah, it's our first time.
This here represents Chicago. Young MA is in the building.
She ride for a bro.
What's up? How you feeling?
I'm chilling, man.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah. Super icy in this place. He got real cold in here.
The smile's real expensive. Like, I mean, it's like,
That's my favorite part. The best part. Everything else is cool.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
Yeah, okay.
So we know you got a new project out, right? Herstory In The Making, right?
Yes, sir.
But before we get to what's new, can we take it back a little bit? Because Ooh itself was such a monster for you. You know what I mean? And it really introduced you to the world.
Right.
You know what I mean? So what was it about that record, like, leading up to it, that record made you pop? But, like, who was it? Who were you? Like, what kind of brought you to that moment, just where people didn't know you before that record, and then they got to know you in that song?
I had the streets first. You know what I mean? Like, I built the street fan base first.
Right.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of mixtapes. I was dropping mixtapes. I was dropping freestyles, YouTube videos. Like, I was moving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had a whole movement going on already. And that was just a commercial record. That was the record that crossed me over.
Right, no question.
But prior to that, man, I was grinding, man. I was grinding for some years. And I was already, you know, popping in New York and Brooklyn, the tri-state area, you know, Connecticut and all that. And even down south, too, you know what I mean? On the West Coast, I had shows on the West Coast. I was already doing shows and stuff like that before even the big record came about. I was selling out shows and all that. So it was just like a blessing. Like, it was just like boom. Like, I needed that explosion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love that you mentioned Connecticut real quick, because I was born in Connecticut, and no one ever comes here and says Connecticut ever. I know it wasn't a big shout out, but you're just talking about tri-state in general. But I love,
Connecticut is a big shout out. I always big up Connecticut. That's the funny thing is, like, anybody from Connecticut know every time I speak about my music and my come up, I speak on Connecticut, because Connecticut was probably like the first city that really supported me OD. So Connecticut is literally like, that's not no small shout out. That's a big shout out right there. Like,
I appreciate that.
Like, that's why I brought them up. I didn't bring them up to just say randomly Connecticut. No, I said
Connecticut go hard.
Yeah, Connecticut go hard, man.
So when we talk about this game of hip hop, you know, it's a male dominated sport, right?
Yeah.
But then there's MCs like yourself, Remy, Lady Luck, some of, you know, my favorites. When you get into the booth and that guy over there that claim he can rap, what's Young MA's approach when she's jumping on the track with some other MCs? Is it just like a respect thing, like we gonna rock, or I'm trying to tear heads off of here, crumple your paper up and rewrite that shit?
Sometimes it depends on the mood or the vibe of the song. If it's a cool song, I ain't gonna go. You know what I mean? It's something I'm gonna enjoy. But if it's like I gotta go, you know what I mean, take some heads off, then I'm gonna go crazy, you know what I mean? But it all depends on the mood. Like, it's not where I'm looking forward to just trying to, like, body everybody. Like, I like to enjoy the music too, you know what I mean? Because not all music is just about bodying something or saying some crazy off the wall-ish. Because, you know, a lot of times the vibes is like the clubs, man. So I try to keep it, like, I try not to go too crazy sometimes. Like, sometimes that's my issue is trying not to say too many bars. Like, usually it's for people to say bars, it's like finding bars, but for me the issue is not trying to say too many bars, like trying to dumb it down a little bit.
That's the difference between going hard as an MC versus songwriting. And
and then you got to get to the songwriting thing, you know what I mean? It's a whole different process. So, yeah, I had to kind of, you know, adjust the two. But, yeah, if it's competition on that track, I got to go crazy.
Speaking of songwriting, man, you got the new album, Herstory In The Making. You know, you're doing your thing out here with the streams.
Yeah.
You're getting these units sold out here. Let's talk about Herstory In The Making, because just from the title, it sounds like you just kind of being open about who you are on it.
That's a fact, man. Herstory In The Making, the album is out right now. Make sure y'all get that. But, 21 tracks. I know it was, you know, it was a time. You know, it took some time, but we finally got it out there, and the album is self-explanatory, man. It's just basically my life from 1 to 21. You know what I mean? Just getting to know me, having an understanding about me, and then enjoying the music at the same time, man. You know, it's a lot of captions on there. So when you post on social media, you got something to say at the same time. You know, at the same time, you know, at the same time now, you know, it's about the social media world too. So you got to have them bars ready. But nah, it's a dope album overall. I enjoyed doing it. It was ups and downs to it too, because I wasn't really settled when I was doing the album. You know what I mean? It just wasn't something I was ready for right at the time. So it was like I had to kind of pull myself back into my creative zone and really like focus on this album.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So I'm looking at this and I'm like, want to say congratulations because it says that you're the first LGBTQ rapper to cover the Out magazine, which is dope. And I want to talk about your upbringing because, again, it's our first time meeting you, so it's our first conversation. And I love how you're so comfortable in your own skin, and I feel like you're inspiring more people to be like that. But I wonder, when you were growing up, was there times where the people in your family that was trying to conform you, like saying, we want you to wear dresses, or like, did you go through that phase too?
No.
No?
My family was always just rocking, you know what I mean? Like, my mom, before she knew that I was, you know, who I was or whatever the case, she just was treating me like her daughter, you know what I mean? She allowed me to be myself. She always, you know, she had dresses and stuff out for me and all that, but that, as a mom, you should, you know, she don't know what I'm dealing with mentally at the time. She just, you know what I mean, being a mom. But when I did have that conversation with her, it was easy going from there, you know what I mean? And I was good after that. That was my only issue, is just letting my family know about, you know, what I was dealing with as a kid. But other than that, it was like, it was easy going, man. I'm just like,
yeah.
I love it.
What's the groupie game like? Like, you know what I'm saying? Cause listen, so it's like, so my cousin owns a shop, and I told her we're gonna be talking to Young M.A. And two of the little chicks that work there was like, yo, she's so sexy. And I'm like, it's like that? Like, is it crazy? Like, do the homies that's in the camp get to fall off?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Just
crazy.
Like that, huh?
Yeah, it's crazy. There's a lot of women out there that go crazy over me, but you know, I love them back, man. It's all love. It's all love. You know what I mean? Shout out to
love them
mom.
back. That was cool word for I'm smashing them all.
Holes in area code. I ain't mad at you.
Oh my God. So I know you're close with Lena Waithe, right? Yeah, and she was just talking recently how she got married, and she was saying, I didn't even know this, that her wife, this is her first time being with a woman. So do you find girls who never been with a woman before want to be with you?
Yeah, I'm with her now. Even right now.
Oh, right now? So you with a girl who's never been with a woman before?
Yeah.
So what you doing to these girls making them switch up like that?
I don't know. I can't. You know what I mean?
I know, she's smiling, man. It's a smile. You know, she's smiling.
I
be chilling, man. See, that be the issue. Like, dudes, you know what I mean? A lot of dudes be like, yo, how I mean that? It's because I be just chilling, man. I don't be trying to be nothing. Like, so when dudes be like hating, like, yo, you want to be a dude so bad. No, I don't. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just being me. That's why I can get girls, because I'm not trying to be something. I'm just being me. And a lot of women, they rather that. They rather you just be yourself. You know what I mean?
That.
Yeah, they just respect me just being me. You know what I mean? A lot of women that I come across, they always tell me, you know, like, you know, I don't feel like I'm dating a girl. Like, they say that. They like, I don't feel like I'm dating a girl. I don't feel like I'm even dating, like, a dude. Like, it's just
cool
you.
Person, right?
It's just you. You know what I mean? I just rock with you. And that's what I can respect. Because I feel like if a woman if I come across a woman and they say, you know, oh, I feel like I'm dating something, like you put me into a cat, then I feel like it's not right. But when I ask these questions too, just to get a sense and see where they at with it, and they'll say every woman I've been in a relationship with, they always told me the same thing. Like, you know, it's just you I rock with. It ain't about being with a girl to me. You know what I mean? And that's why 9 times out of 10 it be women that never been with a woman before that I, you know, end up being in a relationship with.
I wanted to go back to a second ago when you were talking about coming up with your mom and just having that conversation about, you know, just you being yourself.
Yeah.
Because there's always that question in that conversation about what age you address certain things. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we just saw Lala, and she made a big. There was a lot of noise on social media about her son
Alicia Keys.
Was it Alicia Keys? I'm sorry, about Alicia Keys and her son with the fingernail polish and all of that. Did you know at a certain age, you know, like, yo, this is who I am, or like at what age do you start to really understand who you are and how different that might be from society?
I was real young. I was real young. I was kindergarten.
Really?
Yeah.
That young?
No, very young. I was very young. I knew it from then. I would just look and feel a way about women in a different way that I didn't understand. You know what I mean? I didn't know if anybody else felt like that. I was just a kid, but I thought it was normal at one point, like as a kid, because I didn't know. I didn't have the understanding of liking boys or liking girls type vibes, you know what I mean, until I was getting older and noticing it wasn't normal to, you know what I mean, like it wasn't, you don't see it often. Now you see it everywhere, but like back then, you know, in the 90s, it wasn't like that, you know what I mean? And I was young, bro, like I was looking at girls from a young age. I was in the crib playing house.
Me too.
I was young, man. That's a fact. You know, like when you know, you know. When
Right.
You know, you know. And you just, when you know, and that's what it is. But see, back then it wasn't as easy to be, to find acceptance in that. So you was kind of like cautious on even, speaking that or speaking about that. Right. You know what I mean? And I didn't understand it, so it took me a long time to express that. And then when I finally did, I was good after that.
I think what's cool about the whole thing, like even from when you like first came out, me as a lover of hip hop, I never even really focused on that. I was like, she got
because
bars,
I don't do that.
She can rhyme,
because I don't see, y'all know I don't do the title thing, man.
Right.
The LGBT, I got love for everybody. I love the LGBT community, everything like that. But me, like specifically, I don't put no label on me as an artist. I'm just an artist. You know what I mean? I'm Young and Made, and that's what it is. And I never wanted to throw that in people's faces because not everybody accepts that. You know what I mean? It's like having a religion. Not everybody, respects your religion, or not respect it, but don't go by your your religion. So you can't force that on nobody. So to me, I know who I am. You know what I'm saying? As long as I know who I am, I'm good. I ain't gotta prove nothing to nobody. Right. It's obvious who I am. You can see me and hear what I'm talking about, and know obviously I'm a woman that likes women. You understand what I'm saying? I know that already. There's no need for me to say, I'm this.
You don't gotta carry the flag.
Yeah, I don't gotta carry the flag, bro. It's obvious. And that's my way of kind of having people accept it in the way where you don't force it on. Because a lot of people don't be comfortable with it. You can't force it. So to me, my music speaks, and that's all they gotta worry about is my music.
I love it. Speaking of music, real quick, what's your thoughts on the female rap situation right now? Because I do love that there's so many female rappers that are making money. Because usually if there's like only one, then they put everybody against each other. But what are your thoughts about it? Because I remember a while back, obviously you don't fall into this category, but Jermaine Dupri said, I felt like all the rappers, female rappers now are strippers, and they're just like strippers who can rap. What are your thoughts on that?
Only thing I don't like is that everybody talks about female artists, this, female artists that. Just let the wave come in. You know what I mean? Just let it rise. It's always a conversation about who had it last or who brung it back. There's no such thing as ain't nobody bring nothing back. It just wasn't as much. It's always been around. It's still around. Maybe it's not as commercial, but it's always around. And I just feel like when it becomes a topic all the time, then it separates the female artist from the male dominance. You know what I mean? Okay. Because it's always being put into a category of being talked about, or who brung it back, or who has this title, or look how many female artists is out now. I understand people going to talk about it, but just let the wave come through. You know what I mean? Just let it flow. I think when we kind of like, when you pick at it so much, it almost don't feel like it's naturally going. If the women, that's what I'm saying. Just like what I explained with me being as an artist, and I'm not putting the LGBT before my name or a label before my name. You just rock with me, right? I just came into the industry. I did what I did. I spin my bars. I do my music, and that's what it was. You didn't get that. Oh, that's such and such rapper. And I feel like with female artists, like they artists too. They just artists too. You know what I mean? It's all one. It's just it ain't as much of them. We know that already, but that's because this industry, this male hip hop, always been male dominated from the jump. You know what I mean? It was never a bunch of females. It was always male dominated. So this ain't nothing new. You know what I'm saying? And for us to keep talking about it in the sense of like, oh, it's more female rap, like it never been that way. We know that already. You know what I'm saying? We know that. But just let the wave come in. You know what I mean? And that's it.
Yo, we appreciate you, man. The conversation has been great. Young M.A. in the building. You know what I mean? Whenever you come to Chicago, you got to come back and holler at us. You know what I mean? Everybody support the project. Herstory is in the making. You're in Chicago. Sub T tonight?
Yes, Sub T. And then we got the after party at Astoria Lounge.
Okay. All right. So you're getting it in. Yeah, some of them groupies going to be out there.
Yeah, I need the ladies.
Wow,
yeah.
Young M.A. Her story available now, Austrian platforms.
Go get that.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. No doubt.
Appreciate you. No doubt.